What's going on, guys? So back at my drafts again. I got a pretty big draft coming up on Saturday, and I wanted to make sure I hit at least make a video a day here. And so one of my leagues here, we're deciding draft positions. We usually do it like a few weeks out. That one's actually a draft in like 2 weeks, so it's a PPR, just pretty standard Yahoo settings. They're still with a kicker, a flex spot. And so what I'm going to be shooting for is I pick fifth. I ended up with fifth place. I'm going to go for the position 3. Hopefully it lands to me. So far we're halfway through it and 3 is still open. So that's what I'm going to shoot for. So I'm just going to go through a draft here with my general strategy of what you guys have seen before is like pretty much default to wide receivers for the first like say 3-4 picks. And if a running back that I really like happens to fall, in this area on the right here, then I go for it. The reason why I picked 3 was just I wanted one of the big wide receivers, and then on that turn you get to get in the second round first. So you're pick 3 and then you're pick 22. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. Oh, so this draft went really wide receiver heavy, because I usually get like a Brandon Marshall, Jeffries back. So we'll have to look and see who fell. So I'm definitely going to be getting McCoy on one of these turns here. Amari Cooper, yeah, see the wide receivers I got pretty low here. But Demaryius Thomas is there, so we'll go with him, and then we'll see. Hopefully McCoy makes his way back. It's also T.Y. Hilton, so I would probably be okay with T.Y. there. He is still above the rankings there. Buffalo's having a lot of problems on defenses, so I probably need to bump McCoy down a little bit there. They're having people that are getting suspended for drug, domestic abuse. Like there's a lot of stuff going on in Buffalo right now, so that defense that was really strong last year could potentially, take some time to redevelop. Because the defense will be good, but it takes some time when you lose big key players like that. So when it comes to the 4th round, I've been flirting with the idea of taking like a Kelsey, or if like Jordan Reed falls to me, which he did not. But Latavius Murray is going to get a lot of touches. He catches the ball. He was basically a 3-down back, so it's hard to pass up one of those. And I should have him pretty high on my rankings here. A little bit lower there. Probably have to adjust these a little bit and play with them. So pick 5 came around, so Kelsey left. So if I get one of those, sometimes I flirt with getting a 4th receiver over a quarterback, because you can get Andy Dalton in like the 13th round, so I'm probably going to just go ahead and default that way. So my pick here is probably Fitz or Doug Baldwin. I think I like Baldwin, especially with the running back situation. Moncrief, basically all these guys. I would. Let's see what my actual ranking says here. So it goes Macklin first. That one. These were all. I haven't been very good about updating them. But maybe I'll go with, because I have kind of like PPR guys. I need more of the boom guy. We got Beckham for the boom. Hilton's pretty consistent, but he can be kind of boom and inconsistent. So maybe I'll go for like a safe floor guy with Angry Doug. And then so after that pick, Russell Wilson's gone now, so I'm pretty much going to ignore QBs at this point. And then we are going to, Arian Foster's there in the 6th. So I like this strategy of when you go really heavy like that, like sometimes I even go 4 wide receivers first, is to get Arian Foster, because you know that at least he'll, assuming this next week goes well when he's going to start to play against the Cowboys, that you can go with that. And then if he's not there, I go D'Angelo Williams because he'll have like a good start. I wrote an article on that a few weeks back, if you guys care to read that. And then so we're going here, so I'm still ignoring QBs. Not overly thrilled about the tight ends. Maybe Antonio Gates is one I'll reach for. Tyler Eifert if he falls to me. So here we got some options. Rashad Jennings potentially is going to be like a 3-down back or maybe even 2-down back. So it's going to be a big step up. Chris Ivory has that touchdown upside as well, but this is a PPR. I like Yeldon too. He's looked good in preseason. So I'd probably go to Rashad just because of the 3-down back. Not really thrilled by that pick, but I already have 4 receivers and I need to start shoring up the running back spot there. So we got Jennings there. So Sims fell back. Sims is one that I like. Yeldon I like. Jay Ajayi, I'm not really sure what he is, but he is the handcuff there. It's going to be hard to pass up somebody like Forsett, who I really like. So let's see, what did my rankings say? Yeah, see, I have Forsett up there with, Latavius Murray and all the Matthews there, so I'm going to go with Forsett. And I'm just going to be okay with not having the handcuff, potentially. Like, I would much rather have, like, Kenneth Dixon. I could probably get away with one more round here. So I got 4 receivers, so that's pretty set. The flex spot's pretty locked in. So Andy Dalton's 18. Even if he goes, say, Stafford, Winston, I don't know about how much I like Cousins, but Matt Ryan's there too. I prefer Andy Dalton out of that group. But here, so Theo Riddick's going to have a lot of upside too, because I'm not sure that they're going to be able to run the ball. It might turn into the end of last year. So I like Shepard, but I already got Odell Beckham. So maybe I'll just go with the Riddick here. Or let's see what the rankings say. So Riddick's up there. He's before Powell. I'm pretty sure I bumped Ajayi way down there because he's just a handcuff. So yeah, let's go with Riddick. I probably could have went Antonio Gates there, but he also fell back to me. So Kenneth Dixon is there, which is pretty unfortunate. Now that I think about it, I probably should have just went Dixon there, but we'll go with Gates. And actually, Dixon stayed, so that's really good news. I didn't check to see there's only 4 picks, so that's good. And on this last one, I might take just a shot on one of these wide receivers. Rashard Matthews has some upside there. Devin Funchess potentially has some upside, but there's a lot of targets there. Philip Dorsett, he's kind of like a T.Y. Hilton clone. Michael Thomas has some option there. So there's a lot of good guys here that I'm willing to take a stab at that you really just don't know how they're all going to play. I think Brandon LaFell was injured, so maybe I'll go with Tyler Boyd just to kind of keep my brain going. Brandon Tate was also the other one in Cincinnati that looked good in the preseason. But all the other ones, Sammy Coates probably has the biggest upside. So one of those few, just depending on what you think, and I'm like waffling as I speak it. So here is do the kicker and the defense. I should just do auto draft on that at this point. Oh, I didn't get a quarterback yet. I'll just do some Matt Ryan. It's about the lowest that I like there. And we'll see what it has to say. Oh, really didn't like it. So let's see what the spots. I mean, it's definitely going to be running back. The bench is strong, though. So let's see. I like my kicker, flex, wide receiver. So that all wasn't too bad. The running back was pretty bad, but that's kind of what you go for, the strategy. Same with the quarterback, the tight end. Gates can still produce. He was dealing with like an MCL all year last year, or like some kind of minor tear. So I'm pretty happy with the the team. I think I could have shaped out a little better with my wide receivers. That wasn't very typical of how many wide receivers were gone right away. So this is a good draft to just kind of keep in mind. When you take those wide receivers so early, there is some potential that if a few people are doing the same thing, then those wide receivers are going. So that's why you pretty much have to draft with tiers. Rankings really don't do any justice, because yeah, this draft is the perfect example in that. So let me know what you guys like. If you like the videos we put out there, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. And if you guys have any questions or anything, leave the comments down there. And I'll see you guys next time.